The Vikings, the Hokies underway on this Friday night in Southwest Virginia. And an early start for Cleveland State. Liberty Torres.
We see a lot of Liberty Torres for Cleveland State when we look at the scout. Again, she's got 270 attempts and only 26 sets, by far the most for her team. We'll see a steady diet of her all night.
Great to see Geraldine Kohler on the serve. Made her season debut earlier today. Patrick with a deflection off the back row. And there you see the new jerseys that Virginia Tech issued. The Prosum on the back. Really good look.
They are sharp, and I like the orange on the white. It's good. It's good touch.
Leandra Mangual-Duran, someone that has so much respect on this Tech team. On the overpass, Hokies take their first lead.
Jordan Hallman won't have an easier kill all night, Evan.
Mahasevich, nice read from the transfer from Northern Illinois. Eclipsed 2,000 career assists earlier today. Congratulations to her.
Well, you know, as an experienced setter who's used to running high-level offenses, you know, she knows feed your middles on a good pass. It's exactly what she does. Gets the ball to Alana Appleby to start out.
Malinowski picking up right where she left off earlier today.
Yeah, big hard swing from Sarah Malinowski through the block. She challenges that block seam. She's big. She goes about 6'2", 6'3". Attacks a smaller left side blocker. Is able to power it through.
9 kills against the Spartans. Mahasevich, Torres elevates, but goes long. No, apologies. That's a touch at the net, and we're tied at 3.
Yeah, it looks like she caught a piece of Jasmine Robinson on the way through. You can see Virginia Tech starting to target Torres early. Yeah, we didn't get any kind of argument from Robinson afterwards.
Delventhal, the freshman. Excellent from Yildiz in the back row to keep the point alive. Walgren, middle for Robinson. Hard swing from Lakin Voss, the junior, her first swing of the night. Had 5 kills earlier today to go along with 13 digs. Haley Pierce making her presence felt early in the opening set.
Yeah, getting Pierce going early is important. Again, she, I think, is their most dynamic attacker. They want to get her the ball in as many good situations as possible. Now, for the challenge for Haley Pierce is how does she manage the not good situations, the out-of-system situations? Can she still score against a double block when the defense is set?
Mahasevich in the middle, the set. And the Hokies jump in front 5-4.
Yeah, that's tough there. One of the harder things to do in volleyball in general is to block against an out-of-system attacker. It's hard to time it. We saw that a little bit there. It wasn't a very hard swing from Haley Pierce, but she kind of chunked it through the block. Block's on its way down because it's hard to time that, and that swing slips through.
Here's Emma Walker, who has been such a key piece of this Cleveland State team over the last couple of years. Leads the Horizon League with around 5 digs per set. And she'll continue to serve with the lead.
That's what I'm talking about right there. So that's a bad pass, less than perfect set, out of system swing. What are you doing with it? There, Haley Pierce makes a hitting error. You have to find some floor. You have to find a hard swing in the court, put pressure on defenders. Can't make hitting errors there.
Elizabeth Aylward had some really good moments against Norfolk State.
Yeah, Aylward, good server. She brings some size out of the back row, can take some swings on the pipe. Solid defender as well, trying to carve out a role for herself on this team.
Both teams trading a couple of service errors here early. Here's Nia Hall. And after last weekend, struggling a little bit, what a huge response earlier today. 20 kills on 33 swings, very efficient.
That's what you want, kind of a dream day for a right side attacker. One, to get set that much on the right side is a lot of fun, but to have such an efficient day and impactful performance.
Mahasevich. That's down in the corner. Jordan Hallman.
Hallman working that deep corner swing from the middle. You don't have to hit it straight down. You know, the harder, it's more straight down you hit it, the more likely you are to get blocked. Hit those deep corners, take the blockers out of play, take defenders out of play.
And a wide open swing there in the middle. Geraldine Kohler. This Cleveland State team, Jake, they've been lacking depth in that middle position. Kohler, Madison Olinger, missing time. Great to see number 2 for Cleveland State back on the floor.
Yeah, talking to Chuck Voss this week, getting Kohler back is really big for them, especially if she's going to score like that in the middle.
Patrick, cross court, just missed it. "15 kills against the Spartans, continuing another outstanding start to our rookie campaign. Overpass. Put away, the southpaw. Mahasevich.
That's awesome. So Kohler goes up, not really sure if she should swing on that overpass or not, ends up setting it to Mahasevich. Mahasevich just turns the swings on it, you know, takes it on 2 there. Almost like they meant it.
Pierce, right through the block. Hokies within 1. Back and forth first set. Glad to have you on your Friday night. Take another look at that swing.
Yeah, Patrick just coming inside the block there, challenging Kohler's inside hand. You almost want Mahasevich to bring that block inside on a little bit of an inside set. Force Patrick either harder cross court or demand that she hits down the line on an inside set.
Malinowski. Torres. And another booming swing on the outside. Bell Patrick.
Yeah, good swing in transition from Bell Patrick. Handles the dig. Gets the bump set from Yildiz. Just hard cross, brings the heat. Really good pass on a tough serve.
Torres off the bump set. Walgren going right back to the hot hand, and why not?
Yeah, I like that we see Bell Patrick there. You know, she's been cross court so far to start this match. That's the read I would have on her in the scouting report too. That time she uses that to her advantage, tucks that shoulder in cross court, and then goes high, thumb up, kind of chops across her body down the line. It's not a 100% swing, but it's enough for a kill.
And there's the first Hokie ace of the night. Walgren consistently one of the best tech servers. And a timeout called by Chuck Voss and Cleveland State. Back and forth opening set. More of our Hokie Invitational coverage after these messages.
This is the ACC, where greatness isn't just a goal, it's our relentless pursuit.
Well, there you go.
Where elite coaches and preeminent players constantly strive to redefine what's possible. Here, greatness knows no limits. Here, achievements speak louder than words, and legacies are cemented. This is the ACC, accomplished greatness.
T-Mobile savings, take one.
Guys, focus. Let's not do fake falls. Just say, at T-Mobile, you get tons of benefits, and you can still save versus the other guys.
Happy to be here.
No fake stares, please.
Hi, I'm Patrick J. Adams.
Is that a shimmy? Just say, at T-Mobile, you can save on every plan, and you get great benefits with Magenta Status.
Keep doing whatever that is. I'll do the line.
Check out the T-Mobile Savings Calculator to see how much you can save. And right now, we'll even pay off your phone when you switch.
Horizon League play will be here just around the corner. And you look at the preseason poll, Wright State the favorite. Cleveland State's been very good in this league for decades.
They have 5 Horizon League titles, have not been to the NCAA tournament since 2017. But they've been back kind of on the rise since the pandemic. Chuck Foss really starting to put a nice team together here.
Torres. When you've got a player like Liberty Torres, you're going to have a chance to get to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, that's a fun set right there from number 8, Ava Leon. Just kind of stepped in and said, we're going to set a high ball here. Liberty Torres goes up over the block. Virginia Tech mishandles that a little bit. They want that one back defensively.
Patrick. Torres locating. Malinowski right to the back row. Torres, another swing. She puts that away.
And Liberty Torres in transition gets the one-on-one, gets the split block. And at that point, you just want to bury it. You know you have a hole in the block. And we can see Torres right here. Malinowski's wide. Hallman doesn't close. And it's bombs away to the middle of the court.
Patrick has been set often. Cross court doesn't work that time, but she's been very efficient to start here tonight.
She gets her best kills in that deep corner, that deep left back corner of the courts, that 5-6 seam, zone 5, zone 6. Zone 5's left back, zone 6 is middle back. That 5-6 seam is where she gets her best kills. So forcing her to hit radical swings further across, take it towards the sideline. She's made a couple hitting errors already there. That might be Cleveland State's strategy to start the match.
5 combined serve errors from the two sides. Jake, how do you balance that as a coach, wanting to be aggressive at the service line, but also not giving away too many points?
Serve tough, serve tough, serve tough, make your serves. It's not about serving easier to make it in, it's about serving better. And because you have to serve tough and take, good swing from Mihailovic.
Here she is on the set. Torres, huge dig, back row, Manuel Duran. Pierce, yes.
So you want to serve tough because you have to take teams out of system at this level. If you serve easy, if you serve lollipops, it's a good dig right there from Manuel Duran. If you serve lollipops, you're going to get it rammed right back down your throat.
And we have seen Cleveland State not afraid on that second touch to be aggressive.
Yeah, Mahasevic has already got 3 kills to start the match.
Well, get this. Ella Mahasevic, as great a setter as she is, coming into this weekend, she leads the Horizon League in hitting percentage at .338.
338, 1.42 kills per set. That's very good for a setter.
4 years at Northern Illinois, over 1,700 assists. Finishing her career at a place where her mom played at Cleveland State. And she's going to keep serving, this time with a 15-14 lead. Coach Chuck Voss said, you know, he's known the family for a long time. There you see a triple-double against Wyoming.
It's hard to do in volleyball. It's hard to do in basketball, but really hard in volleyball.
Malinowski stuffed, and that drops in for a Cleveland State block.
That is an awesome move there from Liberty Torres. She's one-on-one. She knows she's all alone. At that point, you got to make a big move, and that is a big move. Look at her finish that block back to the middle of the court. Just stones Malinowski there. Mahasevich, tough server, too.
How about that set from Walgren right up against the net as Pierce puts it away. What an addition Victoria's Walgren has been for this Tech team. 2 years at Utah, over 1,100 assists, nearly 150 sets played. An immediate impact this year.
Yeah, I think she's...
Woo! Nia Hall, 20 kills earlier today. There's her first tonight.
Yeah, I think that Walgren has stabilized that position a little bit for Virginia Tech. She brings a steadiness. Her accuracy is really solid. She's not flashy. She's not out there maybe creating a ton of offense on her own through deception, but she's delivering a really consistent ball, and I think that she makes good choices. That's something that Virginia Tech has needed.
Pipe set from Angle Duran in the back row. Hall, Walgren, bump set Pierce. A free ball, opportunity for Tech. 10-foot line covered well. Hall, cross court, Walgren there again. Here's Malinowski on the right side. Nia Hall, strong swing, denied. What an effort. Another swing, Manguel Duran. Voss, that's long. Point to Tech.
It's a real grinder of a point right there, Evan. Not a lot of hard swings, but a lot of good defense. Two teams trying to find their rhythm in transition to get somebody a good swing.
We've seen Virginia Tech bring a lot of talented freshmen in with serve opportunities. Here's Aisha Carrick, the southpaw, a good spot in the corner of the court. Both teams defending the 10-foot line well. Carrick, southpaw, looking for a touch, won't get it.
Virginia Tech has shown a willingness to go to Carrick in the back row from that kind of defensive specialist position. They have a couple players like that. Manuel Duran will think they'll set on the pipe. Aylward will set on the pipe. Carrick will set on the D or the blue or whatever you want to call it. So really right now their defensive specialists are all hitters.
Robinson got a great swing, puts that away. Jasmine Robinson really playing well as of late.
Robinson had a very good match today, like really becoming part of the offense against Norfolk State. 8 kills, hit over 500 in the match earlier today. Getting her involved in the offense is going to be big for the Hokies.
Patrick, big dig from Walker. Voss, 10-foot line that time, open.
That's got to get dug. It has to be dug. It has to be either dug by your right back defender. It has to be dug by one of your blockers peeling off. They're way out of system. They're way out of tempo. Both blockers are almost on the ground by the time that ball gets tipped. That has to be picked up by Virginia Tech.
Vikings by 2. Excellent effort from Aylward, but an easy put away at the nets.
And Mahasevich just really, really dynamic. Not even any hesitation, just straight up. We're going to take a swing at that. We're going to push that to the corner, and then we're going to score right now.
And Ella Mahasevich
Would be harder to accomplish before the portal, before the ease of transferring. Everybody really dumps on those rule changes, but they're really, really good changes for the athletes.
out of the Virginia Tech timeout. Cleveland State by 3. Aylward, back row set. Voss, again trying to go 10-foot line. Patrick stuffed, Robinson to up. She'll get another swing on the outside and doesn't miss on that opportunity.
And again, they're Cleveland State's doing a good job against Bell Patrick cross court. So Patrick changes her swing here, kind of goes more of a chop, finds that seam between Kohler and Mahasevic. That's going to be trouble.
Tough angle for Voss. And Tech out of the timeout, 2 quick points, now down 1.
So front row setter here for Cleveland State, Mahasevic. We've already seen her attack several times this set. She has 4 kills on 5 attempts with no errors. Kohler, who's one of their starting middles, back today. And then Lake and Voss. Look for Mahasevic to call her own number or get the ball to Kohler.
Cleveland State comes right back, head by 2. And we've seen Cleveland State go right back to Geraldine Kohler. 126 kills last year, 301 hitting percentage in her rookie season. Just wide. Tech trying to go middle.
Right now, your matchup is Mahasevic because Torres can pinch in on that 1-ball attack. Now Holman's double blocked.
Mahasevic for Torres. Aylward. Torres again. Patrick stuffed. And that did hit the floor for an emphatic block.
Yeah, Mahasevic, the setter, coming up with the big block. You know, they're hitting 414 as a team right now. Mahasevic herself is now responsible for 5 points, 4 kills, and a stuff right there. Oh, that's a good move. See her drop that right hand in there to finish that thing. She's not big. She's not putting up a big block, but what she's doing is putting up a good block.
A couple of stoppages here to make sure the floor is dry.
Lake and Voss sharing the floor wiping towel with Victoria Walgren. Some good sportsmanship right there.
And now Voss back to serve in what's been a very entertaining opening set. If you're just joining us, Virginia Tech got out to a lead, forced a Cleveland State timeout. Vikings have played well as of late. And Walgren trying to prevent that overpass, unable to stuff it. Set point for Cleveland State.
Marcy Byers still holding on, not electing to use her second timeout here. Watch this one to Patrick on a decent pass.
Decent pass, good set. Patrick. Go.
Patrick and Pierce, they're not hitting negative, they're not generating a ton of points. And I think getting Sarah Malinowski a level of physicality and size that Cleveland State really can't match. I think getting Malinowski going is going to be big.
Big dig from Walker on the strong swing from Patrick. That hit the antenna. So the Hokies claim the opening point of set 1. Looks like some disagreement from the Cleveland State bench.
We're going to get a challenge from Chuck Voss here. Yeah, so what they're looking for here, so the call is that Torres attacked the ball off the antenna. What they're of heaven when it comes to determining what happens on challenge replays. Whatever I say, it is the opposite. I promise to use my power for good, not evil. I really do.
I guarantee we have another review later, and I have a feeling you're going to get it right next time. So we flip the score. 1-0 Cleveland State. Lakin Voss.
We are going to get another challenge. There's something here. I don't know what's going on. So we have a little bit of confusion here with the down rev. Now we're good to go. Probably just checking to make sure everybody's standing where they're supposed to.
Lakin Voss, the 2022 Horizon League Freshman of the Year on the serve. Malinowski in the middle, played well in the front row. Torres, she can really elevate and a strong swing.
Yeah, big, high, hard swing deep to the corner. You're going to find a lot of kills there. Also, she's working against a big blocker with Malinowski. Out of system. Nice, and I doesn't even challenge Malinowski. Goes inside and high on Hallman.
Walgren with her back to the net. Patrick shows some real strength there going up against the block.
Yeah, Coleman never really got there. Kohler never really got there as a blocker. She closes late, never penetrates. If she can get to her spot, she'll make that block.
Manuel Duran, 219 kills last year, first season at Tech on the serve. And it's Liberty Torres, over 100 kills early in the year, puts that away. Not only is she one of their top players, coach tells us one of the hardest workers in the gym.
Well, that's what you want, right? That's what you want. You want your best players to be people who work hard and set that example for everybody else.
Tons of opening at the 10-foot line. Cleveland State recognized it and puts it away.
Yeah, it's tough because that should be right around the base position defensively for Sierra Cates. Like that's got to be covered. Either that's your left back, or that's your left front pulling off. I mean, go to a triple block there and let that tip to go right over the block. Have to cover those areas, especially on a high tip.
Robinson makes it a 1-point set. Has really shown the ability, Jay, in the middle to go so many different directions today.
No, and I think the difference for Jasmine Robinson from even last weekend to this weekend is she's much more available. She's driving harder, she's there, and the way you get your middle to do that is when they're on time, when they're driving hard and jumping, you've got to give them the ball. It's like basketball. You want the big man to run the floor, make sure the big man gets the layup at the end of the floor, you know?
And that was more than just a layup. Liberty Torres, that might have been a three-pointer, 2 steps behind the line. Great swing.
And Torres, this block's just set too wide. Walgren's all the way out of the antenna. That sets a little bit inside. Torres is able to turn cross court with no hands in her face.
Already up to 8 kills as she checks out. Robinson just a little low.
So you see in this rotation, Cleveland State did this last set as well. This rotation 4 and then rotation 6 is 2 when the Virginia Tech middle's on a 1 ball, hitting in front of the setter. They're pinching their left side blocker. Here it's Lakin Voss. They're pinching her in really hard to double block against that middle.
Pump set from Ulis. Touched at the net. And a point for the Hokies.
That's a good professional swing from Haley Pierce right there. Recognizes the situation, realizes that she's way out of system, has to find edges, and does. If she doesn't find hands there, that ball is probably 10 feet out of bounds. But she knows what she's doing. She finds that outside edge of the block and scores.
Cleveland State hitting .500 right now.
One hitting error in a set and a half, or a little more than a set, is impressive.
Speaking of impressive, that was the 23 season for Emma Walker here, serving 595 digs, second most in a single season in Cleveland State program history. And there's another block, Vikings by 4. But I'm sure as a coach, Jake, to have a libero that is in the right place in the right time like Emma Walker, it's a coach's dream.
Here we're seeing this block. Patrick doesn't quite get her feet there, kind of rolls into the block. Not a lot of coverage either. Got a touch somewhere. Not sure if that's off the block or in the back row. I think it's off the block. A libero positioning, effort, skill. If I had to do it all over again, that's what I would have played. Would have loved it.
That's wide. Aisha Carrick with the swing. Hokies, a lot of freshmen on the roster, ton of talent. You can see the potential there with so many of them.
Certainly, totally. This is the time of year in September, non-conference, where you have to get those reps for those young players so they get accustomed to the college game. Now watch here, see if Lakin Voss pinches again as a left side blocker to try and, we're not going to see anything because of the service error. But Cleveland State is really starting to compress the clamp on the middle of the floor because we haven't seen Virginia Tech run any kind of middle attack other than quick one ball or 31. Nothing behind the center, no slides so far. What that's going to do over the course of the match is allow middle blockers to release on medium passes and set up more double blocks against Haley Pierce and against Bell Patrick.
4 service errors from both sides.
And too many in the net. So you got to be. We haven't seen like a really aggressive miss serve, like 6 feet long, middle of the net. Those are not good serves, even if they might have gone in.
Cleveland State by 4. Patrick gets so fired up for her teammates and for when she has a swing like that.
Yeah, big swing here from Bell Patrick. Again, challenges Kohler, block, Kohler's block. Kohler is late, doesn't get there. Gets tooled. If Kohler can make that adjustment, it's a different matchup.
Jake, for those at home, that's a great up from Angle Durant. Walker the dig, put down by Pierce. What exactly does tooling mean? I'm curious.
So tooling the block means you're trying to use the block. Trying to use the block like a tool. You're going to take the block, you're going to hit it off the block and out of bounds. Hit it off the block to a place where a defender can't go. You're often going to do that unintentionally, but sometimes when you're in a bad spot or you're looking at a big double block, you're going to use that block on purpose. We just saw it right there. That's high off the top of the block. A high hands deep swing. So high hands means you were swinging for the top of the block. The block is weakest at the fingers, so you're going to intentionally try and hit the edges, hit the fingers, and send that ball up into the stands, 20 feet out of bounds where a defender can't get it. They all count the same. You know, they all count the same in the end. One looks way cooler, but man, like you get someone who's really good at using the block, they're just an absolute nightmare to play against.
Malinowski able to push that through. That's Coach Jake Lawrence right there, putting his coaching hat on for us. Take us through this play.
Yeah, Malinowski, smart play. So Kohler's a middle. She hasn't played yet this year until today, so she's way up on the 10-foot line, never really gets out of base position, leaves that deep corner for that kind of throw over her head there. It's good recognition there by Sarah Malinowski.
A 12-9 lead for Cleveland State. There's Appleby, the redshirt freshman, who's gotten a ton of time thanks to Kohler and Olinger missing time here the first couple of weeks.
I like the little bit we've seen of Appleby. I think she's a nice dynamic attacker in the middle. She closes blocks well. She gets there. So if that's your backup while you're waiting for Olinger to get healthy, that's a great option.
Redshirted last year, had 7 blocks last weekend in a 5-set match against UTRGV.
Do you know what UTGRV stands for?
University Texas Rio Grande Valley?
Yes, sir. So that is a combination. They combined was a UT Brownsville and, oh no. another university in the UT system.
You know, I almost said it, but then I wasn't like
Yeah.
100% sure, so I went with the initials.
Yeah.
And there's an ace. Just talking about the freshman, Aisha Carrick has such a good serve.
It's interesting to see Virginia Tech has been using attackers as defensive specialists. So Carrick here, good server, she has some size, puts that nice, good driven float serve on the ball. They'll set her out of the back row on the D sometimes. They're not using her in serve receive, which is interesting for a defensive specialist.
Mahasevich, Appleby, Mangwell Duran. There she is in the back row. Carrick getting it done on the offensive end. Timeout. Cleveland State back in fourth in set number 2. We're back with more after these messages. Week Liberty Torres showing everyone in Blacksburg why here tonight.
Oh, Torres is sizzling here. 692, 9 kills on 13 swings, no error. I don't think she's really even got it going yet in terms of what her attacks look like. She's killing on a lot of out-of-system balls, high off the block, deep swings. If they get her one-on-one system, I mean, I think she's got another level here.
Last year, All-Horizon League first team at 359 kills. I think she could have even more this year. Excellent effort there to keep the point alive. Pierce, 6 kills here early tonight. Coming off of 14 kills earlier today.
Yeah, free ball. Cleveland State has to send a free ball. Appleby has to park it on Jasmine Robinson in the middle because Robinson's going to be too effective one-on-one against Torres, and that leaves Pierce wide open for the kill through the hole.
Mahasevich for Torres. A combination that Cleveland State fans are going to hear a lot of this year.
That's a hard swing for Torres. That's the first really hard deep swing we've seen. Pretty much clean kill through the block. Comes inside of Robinson. We said it earlier. I think Walgren's got to move that block inside. Walgren's out there blocking the pin, and she's got size. You know, she's not a small blocker. She can go get blocks on her own. Bring that in 2 feet, 3 feet. Make Torres try and hit around a middle blocker.
There's Walker, the libero. Voss. Robinson. Hall. Big dig. Pierce. Voss in the corner. Going right down the line.
We see, you know, this is kind of the old cross-court defense. We see Virginia Tech running here. They're blocking a lot of line, bringing Carrick up underneath the block to play tip. That leaves that deep corner open a little bit. Mangwell Duran is responsible for that. She's shifted over. They got to make that play in the corner if they're going to leave that much cross-court open.
Voss. Another chance. And the tip works.
Again, you're playing tip there. You're playing as a right back. Carrick, she's pulled all the way up. Her heels are on the 10-foot line right now, looking for a tip over the block. You see how far forward she is, almost on the 10-foot line as the ball's being contacted. That's got to get picked up.
Pierce really starting to get going here for Tech.
Yeah, Pierce again scoring through the hole again and again and again. Mia Hall, if she can take that step inside, or if Appleby can close. But right now, Pierce is really feasting on kind of a weak block setup by Cleveland State.
Hitting .429, the best of any Hokie.
The hardest part of the court to defend is the middle of the court, which means you need the block to take that away. Right now, I don't think either block's doing a particularly good job doing it.
Mahasevich for Hall, huge dig. And the free ball from Carrick. Carrick bumps at Walker. Big time Virginia Tech rejection. And that point belonged to the freshman, Aisha Carrick.
Outstanding setup right there by Walgren to put Robinson in position to stuff this. They both get a piece of it. Voss challenges low seam and pays the price for it. Excellent block from Virginia Tech.
Hasevich to the right side for Hall. Patrick to Walker. That's just out from Lakin Voss, who has been set frequently here in set number 2. 6 rotation player last year.
Getting a challenge here, looking for a touch off the block.
Cleveland State is challenging a touch on the play.
The players were pretty convinced of it as soon as that ball was hit, that it was touched by the block. We'll see what kind of look we can get at it.
Coach Voss won his challenge earlier this set.
It's going to be the difference here between tied set at 16 or potentially 17-15 Cleveland State's a big swingy moment here. You're looking for any kind of contact with the fingers. Looks like it'll be Walgren's left hand if it's anything. The right side blocker's left hand. Should be a right hand.
Jake, would you like a chance to redeem yourself?
I will say we're getting a really good look at Victoria Walgren as she finishes her swing block. I kind of see how her feet are kind of splitting there, like scissoring. Yeah, that's a really, really nice technical point on the swing block of using your feet to kind of scissor and stop your lateral momentum. It has nothing to do with the challenge. It's just a nerdy little coaching point that is a really cool look at what she's doing there. It's how you stop your momentum as you're moving right and have to translate that momentum to vertical. So here's another good, here's the best look at it. That looks like a touch. No touch is what I'm going with. I'm going no touch.
2 really tough reviews.
It's not an easy review at all. That's a tough one.
Joya Tedder taking a look.
So one of the things that we have going on this weekend is Virginia Tech is a site for the PAVO. The Professional Association of Volleyball Officials is using Virginia Tech this weekend as a site for their national rating program. So we have 14 officials and line judges who are here in Blacksburg this weekend being rated by a national professional organization to kind of advance in their career. So we're getting some different officials this year. We have people from Michigan, Ohio, Florida, all over the place. So it's a neat thing that's happening. And then you can't see it on the broadcast, but there's about 5 PAVO raters who are here judging and scoring these officials and line judges as they try and advance to the next level of professional officiating in the United States.
Pretty cool to have them here. And the Cleveland State bench, love it. You know, these long reviews, everyone's got to stay loose.
Yeah.
And this is close, really is. Again, our other challenge earlier in the set was reversed. And Cleveland State I love that. I think that's great. It's what it's all about.
Call on the floor is confirmed. Call stands.
All right, so we have no touch. Point for Virginia Tech, stays. 16-16, let's play some volleyball. The long challenge. It's not like the Olympics. Olympics, International, Pro. We saw it actually the ABCA first serve event, the first week of the season. using the bolt system. So it's a combination of essentially Hawkeye like you see in tennis, and then high-speed cameras that are focused along the net so they can see these block touches really clearly very quickly. The challenge system at the international level is so fast, it takes about 10 seconds. It's actually so good that you'll see very often blockers who know they touched it and the call was out will just honor call. They'll just tell the referee, hey, I touched it, as a way that we're not going to waste everybody's time here because you're going to see it on camera. We're going that way. SEC is employing Hawkeye this year for conference play. So we'll see how we start moving forward.
Chuck Voss wants to talk things over. His second timeout of the set. And Jake, it feels like here in set number 2 for Virginia Tech, Haley Pierce, a big reason why Tech has the lead at this point.
Yeah, Pierce, I think, has been very effective this set and overall. She started a little slow. She's up hitting 429 in the match right now. 7 kills, 1 error, 14 attempts. She's someone that Cleveland State has not found an answer for yet. I think she's attacking the ball at a pretty high point. And right now, she's just been thumping through that high seam again and again and again, waiting for, if Cleveland State's going to keep giving it to you, take it every single time.
And meanwhile, for Cleveland State, Coach Voss, his second timeout, 1 or 2 points of emphasis here for the Vikings. What do you think he's saying?
Find a good pass. I think that middle attack is going to be really effective for them. Appleby's been good. Kohler has been good. They're hitting 500 and 600 respectively. Can you get the ball to one of them on the one ball? You're working against Robinson in the middle, so can you move Robinson around, make her move to a 31 or a back one or something like that? Right now it's Appleby, Nia Hall, and Lakin Voss. This is rotation 2. So on a good pass, I'm going Appleby. Use her to kind of hold Jasmine Robinson and set Nia Hall on the 5 on the back set, see if she can get going after such a great day, great match earlier today.
25-19 win in set 1 for Cleveland State. Both of these teams victorious earlier today in the Hokie Invitational. Mahasevic, Hall, great swing.
Go back to her.
They will. Jake Lawrence, right on cue, my friend.
Yeah, you want to set in series. It's not. First of all, it's not a democracy. You're not trying to spread the wealth around here. You're not trying to get everybody all their touches. Nia Hall takes a big rip on the first one. Set her again. Let her take another one. You don't have to ghost someone else in order to go back to Nia Hall. Set her 2, 3, 4 times in a row if she's going to take big swings.
Play at the net in favor of Cleveland State. Here's Emma Walker. Double-double earlier today.
That's going to be a really tough one.
And Patrick with just her right hand.
That's a tough block. It's a hard block for Cleveland State because of where that ball's coming from. It's so high. It's so hard to time that because Belle Patrick kind of mistimes her attack. So you don't know when to jump. They're on their way down. So Patrick kind of swatting that thing through, catches blockers that are almost on the floor and finds the kill. Oh, you got Cleveland State in a bad spot there, and you jump in the net. Voss is 13, 14 feet off the net, just trying to kind of like roll one in. And you make a blocking error by being in the net.
Walgren sets it for Patrick. Does it again. Covered well at the 10-foot line. Voss reads the back row well, down the line. 20-18, Cleveland State. And now Marcy Byers calls a timeout.
Yeah, we've seen Cleveland State really attack this deep line spot on the court from the left side again and again. For Virginia Tech is pulling that right back player, Carrick, up underneath looking for tip and roll. Aylward's got to roll over to that 1-6 seam, almost like maybe 2 steps off the sideline there, and she's just not quite going all the way. We saw it with Manuel Duran, too. It's kind of leaving that spot open. That's not even a hard swing from Voss. That's kind of a roll shot. That's the spot on the court where they can hit that ball there softly. They can't hit it hard down the line because Virginia Tech is blocking the line. But when you hit that roll shot to the corner, that's something your defender's got to pick up. And we can see it again here. We see Carrick right back, stop, pull for tip, and Aylward leaves that big corner open and then doesn't get there when that roll shot goes to the corner. You could almost bait a left side attacker into say, hey, you can't hit it hard down the line because we're blocking the line, but we'll let you hit a roll shot there knowing that's your ball to go get. And that hasn't happened the last few times. It's like 3 times this set now for Virginia Tech. They haven't picked that ball up. Cleveland State's obviously targeting it. And they're basically saying, hey, we're going to target it when we're kind of in trouble. Like, we're not, good set, we're ripping away, but bad medium set, medium situation. Let's see if we can ideally get a point here, at the very least, force kind of a bad dig from Virginia Tech and live to fight another day. What I would do, the adjustment I would make, is I would have that middle back player take another step or two. If you're committed to that system, take another step or two towards the sideline and really just say, hey, you can't hit that ball here now.
Out of the Virginia Tech timeout. Hokies look to respond. Patrick does just that. Kill number 9 tonight for the freshman. Walgren serving, trying to tie the set at 20.
Good serve, good pass too.
In the middle. Welcome back, Geraldine Colher, one of her biggest swings here of the day.
Yeah, tough serve from Walgren. Passed really well, tight pass. Mahasevich, she's front row. She's only taken 1 hitting attempt this entire set. She has not been active offensively individually, but she's able to hold a blocker and get Kohler one-on-one.
Carrick puts that away. Done a little bit of everything here in this set.
So Carrick staying in here to play right side instead of Malinowski. This might be a sign that Virginia Tech is getting really close to being out of subs. We don't see that number from where we sit from our data. We allowed 15 subs in a set. This might be the last of it. They might be leaving Carrick in because she can swing a little bit on the right side, and they're running low on subs.
Kohler, again, great spot to give Cleveland State the 2-point set lead.
That's one of the things. When you're subbing, you're subbing both your left sides and your right side. You're going to run out of subs in these tight sets late in the match. That's a really good push there.
Here she is on serve. Pierce off a miss hit.
Hey, sometimes you take that swing, you find the block, ball bounces around, you find yourself a kill. So Virginia Tech's low on subs here. It might be Manuel Duran rotating in the front row. Bell Patrick might be stuck on the bench. Bell Patrick might be the last sub here for Virginia Tech. We also may not get there in 23-21. Cleveland State now with Sierra Cates putting that serve in the net. This is also the last rotation here for Liberty Torres in the front row. Pierce just rotated up. She's got 2 more rotations, so the 2 best attacker for each team has at least one more rotation in the front row here.
Pierce stuffed, and that sets up set point for Cleveland State.
So Robinson has been effective earlier today. She's only hitting 111 on 9 swings in this match. Carrick hasn't taken a swing in the front row in this match. All of her attempts have been kind of out of system stuff out of the back row. I think if you're Cleveland State, you're saying, okay, well, Unless it's absolutely a money pass, we're going to shift our forces over to their defensive right towards Haley Pierce attacking on the left side here for Virginia Tech.
Mahasevic trying to win set 2. Robinson with a good swing to put Tech within 2.
That's a gutsy set there from Victoria Walgren to go to Robinson on the back one. She gets pushed a little forward, so Robinson naturally, instead of staying in front, rolls to a back one ball, is ready to swing, gets the kill. Wasn't the prettiest thing in the world, but sometimes middles create chaos and get kills.
That hits off the tape. Torres, who has not missed often tonight, just barely does there.
See if Chuck Voss takes his second timeout here, or if he rolls a bit. Not going to use it. This is an interesting rotation here. Watch Nia Hall up the middle for a 2-ball.
Mahasevic, Torres. Hall on the right side, wins set 2 for the Vikings.
That's a really nice transition back to Nia.
Set number 3 underway. Walker the bump set, Torres. Yildiz, huge dig, wow. Hokies able to free it over. Pierce with a big swing. How about Torres one more time? Roll shot, yes. Went with the fastball twice. The changeup worked on the 3rd try.
Yeah, and she finds a spot in the middle of the floor without a Virginia Tech defender able to make that move to an off-speed ball. Hey, the ball gets hit hard in the middle of the floor, that's a kill. But off-speed, someone's got to be able to get a touch on that.
That's a little too far from Pierce.
They've really struggled to get Sarah Malinowski going today. Finding her, if she's going to be on the right side here, get her the ball more on the right where she's most comfortable. Find in-system opportunities. Let her swing against a single blocker. Score some points over there. Provide that balance because Virginia Tech, neither of Virginia Tech's middle, Robinson or Hallman, particularly hit many slides. So they're almost never attacking behind the setter. So if you don't feed the ball to your right side to Malinowski, you don't have an attacker in that zone for pretty much the entire match.
Big swing from Mahasevic, but it was out.
We have a net call here against Haley Pierce. Down ref indicates number 3, which is Pierce. She would have been the blocker up on Mahasevic. See Pierce. Oh yeah, that's a net. You can see forearms at the top of the tape. She argued it a little bit, and honestly, sometimes you don't feel it. Like, you just don't always feel that. I always did, because I was always in the net. But
Yildiz, how about that effort? The freshman in the Libro jersey. Sometimes you don't give Libros enough attention on the broadcast, and even though she didn't come up with that, willing to go head first here.
Yeah, she's tough. I mean, she moves really well. I think she gives a lot of effort. I'd like to see her take more court. Serve receive. Oh, that's tough. Oh, she's way under. All right, no call. Thought Sarah Malinowski was under there. That's a good block touch.
Cleveland State resets. Torres featured often, and you see why. 5-1 start to set 3 for the Vikings.
Yeah, it's starting to get away here from Virginia Tech at the beginning of set 3. They're down 2-0. That's kind of a gimme right there. That's got to get handled. You've got their best attacker against double block, not taking a full swing. This is real danger time here for the Hokies. You want to side out here. You can't start digging yourself 5, 6, 7 point hole.
Jake, what has been most impressive, your first look at Cleveland State in person this year?
I know this is a hard place to play. When you're playing against a team in a Power 4 conference, they've looked very comfortable and very confident themselves. Mahasevic is the real deal. What a find, what a recruiting coup for Chuck Voss and his staff, because she's a real difference maker.
Pierce, strong swing. What does Jake say? Swing hard. And she does there.
Velocity is underrated, Evan. Swing hard, good things often happen for you. Really, really professional swing from Haley Pierce.
Serve from Guilfoyle. There she is on the pass. Pierce. That's a two quick points for Tech, and that's much needed. Ella Guilfoyle, the freshman out of Indianapolis, continuing to serve. Won a lot of matches at Roncalli High School, 102 wins, just 28 losses. And on the overpass, Pierce puts it away. 3 consecutive points for Tech.
Wicked serve from Ella Guilfoyle. Just creating points off of your serve. You know, she doesn't get credit for that as an ace, but that's an ace. If you're Virginia Tech, you got 2 back on Guilfoyle's service there. So, you know, you scored a point, and then you basically got an ace on an overpass kill, and you miss a serve. That's okay. Like, that's okay. Cleveland State's going to side out at some point. So getting effectively 2 aces and then, you know, not real statistical aces, but like 2 points off the serve before you give one up, you'll take that.
Someone potentially in the net, or was that a...
It's going to be Walgren in the net. Actually, the up referee, the R1, made that call. You don't see up officials often make net calls. They will if they see it.
Another big rejection. Alana Appleby, the right shirt freshman, fired up and rightfully so after that.
I'll tell you what, when everybody's healthy for Cleveland State, they're going to need to find a way to get Alana Appleby involved because she is a plus athlete, especially at the Horizon League level. You know, she's skying there for those blocks. You're going to want to find playing time for her.
Pierce, one of the best kills of the night for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, big swing down the line. Mahasevic, just kind of, who's the right back defender there, just kind of shrugged her shoulders afterwards, like, hey, you know, she's up there, she's playing for tip as well. They're not defending that. Like, that is intentionally leaving that spot open down the line. So Mahasevic just kind of gave a shrug of her shoulders to her teammates, saying, hey, you know, you hit it when we're not playing defense. That's, you know, that's okay. You're going to score those points.
Robinson finds the opening in the defense. Hokies have battled back well after falling into a little bit of an early hole in set 3.
And Robinson here on the one ball. It's really just Lake and Voss. Again, you can see how much Voss is pushing Appleby over to let Appleby release to go block Pierce on the left side. So Lake and Voss is almost acting like a middle blocker on that play.
Good pass, good set. Yildiz read the dump well. Manguel Duran. And the free ball from Mahasevic.
That's a dirty little free ball.
Hokies try a dump. That's well read. And Pierce wide.
We have Cleveland State in the net. Nia Hall in the net for Cleveland State. That net was moving pretty well after Pierce hit wide.
Instead of it being 9-6, that's 8-7.
Yep. You could tell Mahasevic is a fifth-year player. That little free ball she sent short to right back was absolutely wrong.
Voss. Dug by Manguel Duran. Pierce. Not that time. How about Alana Appleby continuing to be right involved defensively at the net?
That's a nice combination there. That's probably their best blocking combination is Hall and Appleby. And in scoring points from their block when those two are up there, that's going to be really important.
Pierce. Huge dig from Walker. Hall on the right side. Yildiz the dig. Pierce again. Been featured so much here as of late. Voss. Can't put that away. Manuel Duran. Set back row. And excellent effort from Cleveland State, but the marathon point to Virginia Tech.
Man, that faded Delventhal, man. To go after that too. She's down. Like you see the swing from Pierce on the overpass, and Delventhal to get up off her knees and go after that and get a touch on that is so athletic. That is athleticism, and that is will right there to go get a touch on that.
On the move, Hasevich for Voss. In the middle, freed over. Another swing, another dig.
Big dig from Karich.
And Patrick ties the set at 9.
Good dig from Carrick right there. Dig in the middle's hard. Patrick goes roll, Delventhal, and then rolls herself all over the ball, like straight across the ball in her attempt to make the dig.
For those just joining us, 2 competitive sets, 25-19 set 1, 25-23 set 2. Here we are tied at 9. What's on the line today? A chance to go 2-0 in the opening day of the Hokie Invitational. Hall was so good earlier. Good swing, got a touch. Cleveland State back in front.
You know, Hall has taken a lot of swings today. That's her 17th attempt, only her 4th kill. She had 20 today against UNC Greensboro.
Coach Chuck Voss told us earlier this week that she has the potential to be an all-conference player.
I agree. I think so. She's super athletic, has a live arm, hits good ankles. She's not very big, but that's okay. She jumps well. She hits at a high point. It is hard to get 20 kills in 4 sets from the right side. I'm sorry, I don't care who you are. Robinson here on the back one. Finds that space between the blockers and the net right there. It's running that back one into a double block. It's risky, though.
Carrick, the southpaw. Tech trying to claim the lead. Patrick does just that and fires up her teammates.
Well-run offense there from Virginia Tech. It's a 2-hitter phase, so it's just Patrick and Hallman in front row with Wahlgren. They get the free ball pass. Wahlgren holds Kohler just enough to get Patrick isolated essentially on Mahasevich, but she's going to win that battle a lot.
And there's an ace.
That's just good offense. It's what it's supposed to look like when it's run well.
Virginia Tech trailed 5-1 to open set 3. They now have a 2-point lead and a timeout from Cleveland State. Momentum with the Hokies. We're back after this break.
Both Haley Pierce and Liberty Torres just getting a couple good outside hitters, just battling back and forth.
Patrick's looking for the touch, gets it. That's 4 straight Virginia Tech points.
Patrick up over 300 now. That's her 12th kill of the match on 23 swings. It's been a lot of her and a lot of Haley Pierce and not a lot else so far.
Voss rejected. Make it 5 in a row. Jordan Hallman involved in the block. Just wide. Cleveland State stops the run, get within 3. There's Lakin Voss. You might recognize that Voss name we've talked about today. Getting the chance to play for her dad. head coach Chuck Voss of the Vikings. Patrick, despite a great effort from Walker, unable to handle the heat from the freshman.
That's a big swing. The last two from Bell Patrick have been rockets. She doesn't hit him. She doesn't get up on top of him, hit it down. She's not bouncing balls on the 10-foot line. But that is heat. Those are hard cross-court swing. That's hard to corral.
Victoria Walgren on the serve, part of the U21 Canadian national team. And a mishit on the overpass. Geraldine Kohler just mistimed her jump.
Yeah, Kohler hasn't played all year until today, so she's working back from injury, so your timing is off a little bit. You can understand why you miss one like that. It's a big day from Aylward just keeping it alive, and Kohler kind of fans on it. Those high overpasses that are like a step off the net, those always gave me the heebie-jeebies as a player trying to hit those. Some people are really good at it. I was not.
On the overpass, there's Appleby in the middle.
And Appleby does the right thing there. It's a high overpass, about a step off the net. She takes that step back, keeps it in front of her. Also kind of spatches a little bit, fans on it, doesn't make great contact, finds the floor.
Vikings down 3. Pasovich for Torres. Missed it by a couple inches. Torres at one point was 9 for 13. Right now, 12 kills on 23 swings.
Yeah, she slowed down just a touch here these last 7-8 points.
Still hitting 435.
Yeah, she's got two more rotations here in the front row before she's going to sub out, see if she can make some hay while she's still in there.
Mahasevich loads up and swings and drills it home.
If you're left-handed in a setter, you can learn that. You really can, to just kind of that 1-foot takeoff. So your 1-foot takeoff, very quick. I'm up, I'm swinging. Pierce is on it, just doesn't quite finish the block. It's a much more difficult move for a right-handed player.
Back row set, Mangwell Duran got all of it, but it's long.
It's a tough serve here from Mahasevich as well. Low. It's every single time it's between the top, it's underneath the top of the antenna, so it's coming in low and flat, driven.
Hokies answer. Just as Cleveland State got within 2, a little bit more breathing room.
Working Malinowski on the right side here, good pass. Gets her isolated one-on-one against Liberty Torres. Not a great set. Malinowski has to go tip there, but because it's only one blocker, it's easier to use.
There's Guilfoy on the serve. We have seen the Hokies use a lot of different liberos. Of course, a new rule this year in college volleyball.
They're able to dress 2 liberos every set.
That's out. Sacked by 4.
So you can use them interchangeably. Virginia Tech's strategy with 2 liberos has been to use your main one with Egiotas, and then either using Sierra Cates or Ella Guilfoy as effectively a serving sub, but without having to use a substitution. Because liberos, when they come on and off, they do not use a substitution.
Cleveland State down 3 in a spot here to make a late run.
They're going to have to find a way, Cleveland State, to generate points off of serve and defense here. This rotation is Robinson, Pierce, and Malinowski. It's a pretty good side-out rotation. Rotation 3 for Virginia Tech.
Huge. Up in the back. Robinson, no. Mahasevich. Hall pushes it to the corner. It's in.
It's a monster dig from Delventhal there. No block on Malinowski effectively. She whiffs it a little bit, Delventhal comes flying out of middle back. That is absolutely not her responsibility to make that dig, but she comes up and makes the play.
Robinson, an emphatic kill in the middle.
That's about the hardest hit I've seen Jasmine Robinson take all season. Great pass. Appleby's out of position there. She's giving up that cross-court swing to zone 5, allowing Robinson to attack left back. If you are body on body, if you are perfectly lined up on a middle attack with your middle hitter, you are out of position. You've got to take one side or the other.
Hall tips it. It's in. Back and forth we go late in set 3.
Want to go Nia Hall here. Cleveland State use probably their most effective attacker out of Voss and Kohler out of the 3 that are in the front row. And then you also got to think about Nia Hall. After Virginia Tech sides out, and Cleveland State sides out, she rotates to the back row, and now you don't have her. You want to use her while she's still in.
Hall, got the touch. Vikings within 1.
That's such a compact swing from Nia Hall there. She's 6-7 feet off the net. That's a tough swing for a right-handed player. And she just kind of torques her body, pikes that midsection and cranks it off the side of the block. Really, really good swing.
Hokies need an answer here. Carrick, the freshman, gives it to him. It's in on the line.
Yeah, they didn't block that time. Cleveland State has not been blocking Carrick on that D-ball. That time, though, they looked a little confused. See, there's no block. Yeah, Voss is selling out on that middle attack. So they're leaving Carrick 1-on-none out of the D-ball, and she paints that sideline. That's a kill pretty much every time, whether or not you're going to block her.
Mahasevich, Hall again. Pierce with the dig. Patrick, not a ton of room there on the outside.
Yeah, so she's wide there. That set is outside the court. She doesn't have a lot of options. Everything has to be kind of cross-court, so it's very easy to set up your block. As long as you're tight, as long as you're very technical with your block, making sure you're keeping your block low and on the other side of the net, you're going to get a lot of stuffs in that situation.
Here's Ava Leon in to serve. Hallman. Rather, Aylward, apologies there.
Yeah, we haven't seen them run that. Aylward coming out of effectively the middle back position, going around Carrick. And instead of Carrick hitting that D-ball, that back row attack from the right side of the court, it's Aylward there, and she fights it through the block.
Tech by 2. Bump set for Voss. She finds the opening. Been really good going down the line tonight, Jake.
They've scored at least 6 times in the last 2 sets on that exact swing. Less than perfect set. This is out of system. They're not blocking line. They're not digging line because Carrick is looking for tip and roll, and then they hit that roll shot right over her head.
Patrick forced to just push it over, and it drops. Huge point for Tech.
Oh, man, we call that the husband and wife defense, Evan. There's no communication. That's got to be Walker. I mean, that's a libero. That's a libero all the time. That's why you're out there. That's why you have the different colored jersey. You can't be looking at Lakin Voss to make that play. Yeah, Voss can. She absolutely can go get that ball. So can your right back, but that's a libero's job all the way.
And a serve is error. It's the Vikings within 1. Again, Virginia Tech trailed 5-1 to open this set. Tech rallied. Now Cleveland State trying to do so late. And a free ball. Golden opportunity. Torres. Gets another chance. Aylward the dig. Patrick stuffed. And it's the redshirt freshman Appleby. who ties it at 23.
Appleby just comes up with a monster block in that spot. One of the consequences of kind of going back and forth here is Torres is rotated to the front row. They get Tech out of system. Oh, man, that Appleby just absolutely puts up a wall. That is like hitting inside of a telephone booth. Everywhere you turn, that ball goes straight down. Appleby has had a big impact offensively on the match. You know, she hasn't taken a ton of swings. You know, she's only taken 6 attempts in 3 sets effectively, but her ability to affect attackers has made a difference here tonight. Coming up with a huge block to tie it at 23.
And tied at 23, set number 3. Cleveland State wins this set, they win the match. Hokies need to take the next 3 to win the match. How about a point of emphasis? Let's start with Virginia Tech. Coach Byers called the timeouts.
All right, you got to get in system. This is a pretty solid rotation for them. This is rotation 1. So it's Patrick, it's Patrick Malinowski and Hallman. They've been running Hallman on this slide and Malinowski on the 2-ball. I like Malinowski on the 2-ball up the middle, but if we're being honest, I think you're trying to cause as much chaos and get Patrick one-on-one on the left side. I'd be surprised if they go anywhere else but there. So get in system, let one of your leaders, one of your best hitters having a good night. Patrick's got 14 kills and hit 286. Pretty good option here, especially because Mahasevich is blocking for Cleveland State, so she's their smallest blocker. She got a big stuff block on Patrick earlier in the match, but that's a good person to go after. Cleveland State, get him out of system. And the moment that pass isn't perfect, they're not setting Hallman, they're not setting Malinowski, and I would just have Appleby sell out on blocking Bell Patrick.
Here's Leslie Marshall to serve.
Got to go left side, yep.
Patrick pushes to the corner. It's on the line, and it sets up set point for Virginia Tech.
And that's the same tactic we've seen shot selection work for Cleveland State all night.
Yeah.
Right back kind of tucks up underneath. There's nobody in that corner. All right. This is Appleby, Liberty Torres, Mahasevich front row. Watch for Mahasevich turn and swing, but Haley Pierce is probably the best pin blocker for Virginia Tech. So look, Liberty Torres against Sarah Malinowski here on the outside.
And it's the grad student, Leandra Mangual-Duran, to serve.
It's definitely going to be Torres.
To tie it, cross court.
Woo.
She does just that.
There's one window there. That block, again, needs to come inside on that high set here. Watch how far inside Liberty Torres gets inside of the blocker. She's almost inside of the middle blocker with her body. Bring that block in, put her in jail right there, and make her do something other than just crank cross court. Big, gutsy swing from Liberty Torres right there.
The senior.
Yeah, just a rip. But one step in. So the right side blocker, pin blocker, sets the block. They decide where the block is going to be placed. So Walker, one step in, puts Hallman right in front of that shot.
Mahasevich serving. The set tied at 24. Mishandled in the back row. And that sets up match point for the Vikings. Mahasevich, who transferred from Northern Illinois in her first year with Cleveland State. Great serve, an ace to seal the win for Cleveland State over Virginia Tech in Blacksburg.